Welcome to Scorched Earth and a general reading for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon or Ascendant for the last 2 weeks of July. I hope you are. I'm using the Tarot of the Abyss for you today. I have to say, when I did your meditation before I started the reading, Gemini, the coins that I use, like, it almost ignited in my hand. It got so hot so fast. And you're like the 5th reading that I've done today. You, by an order of magnitude, were the one that lit up, fired up, the fastest and the hottest out of all of the signs that I've done today. We'll see why that is in a moment. It felt quite intense, but it felt very good at the same time. All right, can I have 3 cards for Gemini, please? It's the first one. We have the Sun. That's the card of Leo in the major arcana. Gemini, please. I'm going to take it. We've got the High Priestess. It's flipped in the deck there. I have one more card for Gemini, please. Thank you. We have the Wise One, which is the Hierophant in this deck. You are the first... Oh, I've got goosebumps, Gemini. You are the first sign who's had all 3 major arcana for the current energy, and it makes sense with the way that that coin heated up in my hand. It's there's an intense energy around you at the moment, and it is highly spiritual in nature. It feels like you are connecting with something very, very strong. I heard sacred flame there, but it's grounded too. You know, it's really interesting the way that these cards are laid out. So we have this first card of Leo, which is the Sun, right? It's up here in the sky. The next card that we have is the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess is the card of Pisces, but she's a card of wisdom, deep feminine wisdom, but she is also a channel, right? She is a conduit through which information comes through. And then we have it landing here at the Hierophant, grounding it. So now we take the fire of the Sun and we have it in a campfire, right? We have you kind of... Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. It's really, really strong. There's an energy of the elder about you, of the crone almost too, you know, pulling this incredible wisdom down and grounding it so that you can share it with other people. Now, I know that a lot of Geminis that watch this are highly spiritual, and I think right at the beginning of the year it was Geminis over and over again who were turning up in the personal readings and saying, like, I'm feeling the call, I need to do something, you know, I want to start a spiritual business, or, you know, I don't know anything about this, but I want to do it a little bit more. I want to make it part of my life. Gemini, you're in a really powerful energy at the moment. It's really powerful. And more than that, because we all have times where we can feel like a lot of stuff is coming through and it can feel incredibly overwhelming. I do not get a sense of that at all with you, Gemini. You know how to control this, you know how to ground it, and you know how to make it something useful. You know, we go from the heat of the Sun right the way through to this. And we don't need the heat of the Sun in this cave. What we need is a campfire that is sufficient to illuminate for the people that are there, sufficient to warm for the people that are there. And this is the energy that you are in at the moment. I'm actually speechless with what a powerful visual this is that I've got for you at the moment, Gemini. I almost don't feel like I need to pull for you any cards of why you are here. It's almost one of those situations where you don't really need to know why you are rocking this right now, but you are, and own it, and, you know, enjoy it. About why Gemini is here. We've got the Page of Wands, we've got the 3 of Swords, and we've got the Hermit. This is amazing, with the Strength card at the bottom of the deck now. So 7 cards and 5 of them are major arcana. I love this for you, right? Because to carry this imagery on, we now come to the Page of Wands, who is constructing that fire. Like, this is what you are able to do. You're taking all of this information, and maybe you've been getting some really intense spiritual downloads. Maybe it is that you've been discovering things about yourself, particularly, right, that you can bring forwards to help other people. But whatever it is you are constructing that campfire, you have the ability to construct this campfire at any time that you see fit. Now, you're very much in the energy of that at the moment. But this isn't going to be something that leaves you, right? This is understanding that you know that at any time that you need it, you can build this, you can construct it, and you can cool down the energy of the sun, right? With all of its warmth and all of its passion and creativity. It's life force, Gemini. That's what it is. You've become a channel for it. This is extraordinary. The next card is the Three of Swords, and I love this. I love this one in the Tower of the Abyss, because look at it. Look, isn't that the most awesome Three of Swords you've ever seen? Now, the Tower of the Abyss, I didn't know this until it arrived in my hand. It has 2 Ten of Swords and 2 Three of Swords, and I saw immediately why they were there. I actually posted about this on not on Facebook, I'm not on Facebook, on Instagram. Because somebody asked me why there were 2 of them, and I said, well, because I think they're the most challenging cards in the deck, and so it would make sense for how there to be 2, because it's all about the perspective, right? 10 of Swords is very, very difficult energy sometimes. And the Three of Swords, right? Now, the other depiction of the Three of Swords has a woman with a bird-shaped hole in her chest, and there's a bird out in front of her that's flying off, right? She's literally lost part of herself, and the image is it's actually quite difficult to look at, because we all understand what that is. But this, Gemini, this is making your understanding of pain into knowledge, into power, right? There's the Three of Swords be? No, I thought maybe it might be Gemini energy, but I don't think it is. I think it's Libran energy. But it's wisdom. I mean, looking at this book, you know, any notion of reading something from a book is the acquisition of wisdom. Like, this is why it feels to me a little bit like it's insight that you've had about yourself, your own particular pain, your own particular wounding, and how you have processed that, changed your perspective on it, and turned it into wisdom. And I do think that not only are you helping yourself, but you are helping other people with something, with this insight that you've got now. Like, your perspective on the Three of Swords has changed so dramatically that you now see it as something akin to a gift, maybe not entirely a gift, but certainly you appreciate the wisdom that has been brought here for you. And then we've got the Hermit. Oh, I love this Hermit. Again, I actually love the Hermit as she's depicted across most of Anatorian's decks. It's the same old wise woman, and I feel like she's the one. She's the same character here that we see in the Hierophant. Right? It's that crone energy, pulling through the wisdom. This is about sharing it with other people. But this is knowing that all of this incredible wisdom is accessed through you first, right? There's something of the teacher here about this, Gemini. I don't know whether you've taken on some people in a mentor role, or whether you're helping people through your job, whatever it is that you're choosing to do for yourself. If you have taken up a spiritual modality as employment, and so many of you are doing that at the beginning of the year, then that would fit greatly. But even if you haven't, there is something very different about you, Gemini. You're feeling otherworldly to me at the moment. And I think you might be feeling a bit otherworldly to you too. And I feel like you are enjoying this. But the point of the energy that you are in is beautifully laid out across these 3 cards. because it's going within and looking at what you have learned, all the difficult and challenging experiences that you've had, and changing your perspective on them, seeing them, right? Seeing the insight that comes with them, and knowing that at any point you can light a fire to illuminate your internal space, yes, but also to help teach other people. Like, I wonder what would be the point of wisdom if you didn't share it. It's all very well being wise all by yourself, but this feels like it was designed to be shared, Gemini. I think maybe you found yourself going through somewhat of a spiritual awakening recently. I tell you what, it's been happening for a lot of people. And I don't know whether it's anything to do with the Sirius gate being open at the beginning of July, or whether this is just some sort of mass movement that's happening, but I know a lot of people who are going through some really, really intense spiritual awakenings. And if you are one of them, you have handled this beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. Cool. Have some advice for Gemini, please. Not that they need it right now. What do we have? We have the Ten of Swords and we have the Moon. And we have the Four of Cups, right? We've got the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. We've got a sense of purpose about you, Gemini, at the moment. A really strong sense of purpose. Do you remember how I said there were two versions of the Ten of Swords? Look at that one. Isn't it beautiful? This is the other amazing perspective on it. Now, the Ten of Swords is all about difficult cycles in our life coming to an end, because it is number 10, but it's a culmination of hurt and pain and deception and betrayal and wounding, right? It does indicate it coming to an end. But again, just as we see with the Three of Swords, we've got the wisdom of the situation. Like, you looking that owl directly in the eye. Like, the Ten of Swords there are within the owl's fur. And there's no fear on that man's face. He sees everything that he's gone through, and he sees the point of it. And more than that, he's not shying away from it. He's looking it directly in the eye. He is looking into the eyes of wisdom itself and channeling it through. It's absolutely extraordinary. You have a gift at the moment, Gemini, to be able to help other people start to see their own Ten of Swords and Three of Swords this way too. And it's come up with the Moon. Right? The most profound wisdom that there is. It's coming down through you at the moment. Consciously and subconsciously, because we do have the Sun and we have the Moon. The Sun is consciousness. The Moon is the subconscious. There's so much wisdom rattling around in your subconscious, and it feels like you are accessing it properly for the first time. And we have this Four of Cups here. And why are you here, Four of Cups? Let me see. No, I'm going to use the Triple Goddess. Tell me about the Four of Cups, please. Queen of Pentacles. The Tower. Ten of Pentacles. I feel like the Four of Cups here is not you at all. I feel like it's other people. I think you're wandering around in this state of somewhat cosmic bliss at the moment, knowing that you are helping people, knowing that you are able to reach people who are sitting in this Four of Cups energy, who are rejecting everything around them because they have been rejected over and over again. You know, it's like, it's seeing the pain in people and knowing exactly what route to take to help them reframe it in their mind. I mean, some of you are almost certainly doing this as a job, like, for sure. We've got the Queen of Pentacles and the Tower here, and I feel like you are being a Queen of Pentacles to people, right? You understand this about yourself, you have nurtured yourself, and now you are able to nurture other people that are sitting in a sort of tower sort of situation. Like, whether you're a tarot reader or a Reiki practitioner, or, you know, whatever it is that you do. And it might be that you don't do anything. It might be that this is what you're doing for your family, you know, because the Ten of Pentacles can talk about family too. It seems like there are people around you that need you, and you are beautifully placed and in exactly the right energy, which is warm, is nurturing, is compassionate, is caring, to help them reframe whatever it is. This is incredible, Gemini. I'm so... well, it's fucking humbling actually to sit and look at this. I'm running out of words. There's something incredibly mystical about you right now. And if you have it to give, there are people around you who would very much benefit from this perspective that you can bring right now. It's overt healing that you are bringing to people, Gemini. It's incredible. Just noticed there was a card that flipped out to the side. It's the other Ten of Swords. There. Right. Came out to the side, it's over here, and I saw it and I immediately put it down next to the other Ten of Swords without even thinking about it, right? It's about getting people to see that it isn't this, it's this. And you can do that. Even this Chariot sees you in an elevated position. And incredibly successful at everything that you're turning your hand to at the moment. This is incredible. I love it for you. Right, Gemini, I'm going to leave it here because there's nothing else to say. Know that I love you all very, very much, and I'm like super impressed with this. This is really, really good. Take care, and I'll see you soon.